The same way that I ended up persuading my wife to marry me after several months of polite persistence. We were not proactively looking. Normally, we are kind of a combination of top down and bottoms up, research driven, but also opportunistic driven in how we develop a business strategy and a sector that we want to focus resources and on here at Paladin. It was 1997, and a friend of mine brought me an opportunity in Costa Rica. And we had been looking at master plan communities here in the United States, very familiar with, had made a few investments quite successfully. And the project level economics of this opportunity in Costa Rica were off the charts. I told my partner, Jim, there's this great deal in Costa Rica. I think we should look at it. Jim said no 2 or 3 times, all appropriately. Fred, why? What are you talking about? We have a great business here in the United States. Why would we want to go abroad? I finally brought the developer in the room, told Jim to come in for a quick meet and greet, didn't tell him who they were, shut the door, said, sit down, just give me 10 minutes on this. And long story short, Jim flew down to Costa Rica that weekend, was as excited about that opportunity as I had been, came back. We had Bill Simon Sr., former Treasury Secretary, as the chairman of our investment committee at the time, and he harbored some pretty appropriately negative biases on the region because of his Treasury Secretary days. Latin America didn't have the kind of stability and opportunity that it has today back in the 70s. And so Bill said, all right, guys, you get this one. And because we were so excited about it, we said, well, look, all the money we're putting into our deals this year, we'll put it in this one deal. That's how strongly we feel about it. He said, fine, and we did it. It's ended up being a very profitable investment for us. It's called the Los Sueños Resort and Marina that's on the west coast of Costa Rica that we still own. But it opened our eyes up to the region, Adam, and and we ended up quickly focusing on more of a demand-driven opportunity in primary housing and building affordable housing for the local populations. And the project level economics that we can achieve down there are off the charts. Profit margins that are north of 20. We can target mid-20 IRRs with debt that averages in the 30 to 40% range on total development cost. There are 1.5 million new households being formed every year in Brazil. And I think the maximum number of new housing units is a fraction of that, maybe 300,000. So housing deficits in the millions that are growing because the capital markets are so inefficient, and the barriers to entry for firms like us are so management intensive. They're not high, they're just management intensive. And so none of the larger funds like the Blackstones want to spend any time building housing down there. So it's a great market for us where there's very little competition in what we're doing. And we've built, I think, about 40,000. I think we're the largest pan-regional home builder in Latin America over the last 20 years, over 40,000 units in Brazil and Mexico, Colombia, Peru, and elsewhere.